Om Shri Sai Ram. Chapter 9. On 9th February 2010, Swami told Ma that starting from the first of the following month, he would be taking a certain amount from her salary every month. Ma sat with her hands folded, eyes resting on his divine lotus feet. Happily she agreed. On the 1st of March, when Swami came to give darshan, she humbly offered the envelope with her salary to him. Swami took the envelope and after taking 500 from it, returned the rest to Ma. The next month, Swami took 1000 rupees, 1500 in the following month. On 2 occasions, he took 5000 rupees and so on. One morning, on the 31st of that month, Swami asked her for 3000 rupees. She had not received her salary for that month. She said, "Swami, please wait." Saying this, she ran to her room. Even as she hurriedly opened her cupboard, she knew that she might not have the amount that Swami had asked for. She saw that she had only 900 rupees with her. With this amount in her hand, she ran to the mandir where Swami was waiting. As she stood before Swami, on an impulse, she took off the gold bangle that she was wearing at that time and offered it to her Lord along with the cash. He looked at her for a moment, a loving smile on his face, and then he accepted her offering. On the 1st of February 2011, Swami took the amount for that month from the envelope which Ma offered to him. He then returned the gold bangle to her and said, "My child, I have no use of either gold or money. I have taken the money from you for Godan." He told her that the amount for the Godan was now complete and said that he had taken 51,000 rupees in all. He also said that the Godan would be performed on the 17th of February, which also happened to be her birthday. After Swami left, Ma felt a bit confused. She thought, "Swami has said that he has taken 51,000 rupees. It must be so. But how has he calculated that amount? I don't know." She knew that what he had taken from her salary every month was much less. She did koti pranam to her Lord and thought to herself, "What Leela of Bhagavan." On the 16th of February, Swami said, "Tomorrow will be the Godan." Ma felt very happy and wondered how Swami would go about it. On the morning of the 17th, Swami came to the mandir. He held her hand and took her with him to a place which she says appeared to be in a village. There was a solitary hut to be seen at some distance. As far as the eye could see, there was a vast stretch of land. She stood there with him. A pandit was already there waiting for them. She recalls that he looked divine. Ma saw that they were standing on soil which was damp, but it was very clean. There were 5 large-sized silver plates placed on the ground. The first plate had the straw to feed the cow, and the second had some clothes. The third plate had fruit, the fourth had more clothes, and the last one had some jewelry. The pandit sat down. When he began to chant the mantras, Ma says that she was mesmerized. She had never heard such a beautiful voice chanting this perfectly. Then Swami asked the pandit to bring the cow. As she walked towards them, Ma gaped in wonder at the cow. She had been especially dressed for the occasion, and Ma said looked like a beautiful bride. Swami picked up the plate with a straw on it, gave it to Ma and asked her to feed the cow, which she did. He lovingly patted the cow on her back and asked Ma to do the same. After that, Ma kissed the cow and whispered "Sai Ram" into her ears. Swami asked the pandit to call the couple to whom the cow had to be gifted. Ma looked in the direction of the hut. A young couple with a small child was walking towards them. As they approached, Ma saw that they were the most exquisitely beautiful couple she had ever set her eyes on. She felt instinctively that this was no ordinary couple. They seemed truly divine, as did their child, who could not have been more than 6 or 7 years of age. She says that their radiant faces are permanently etched in her memory. Swami told her to hand over the cow to the Brahmin and his wife. After receiving the gift of the cow, the couple bent to touch Ma's feet. Their sweet child held Ma's hand so innocently and then touched her feet. After that, as Ma bent to touch Swami's feet, he held her hand and said, "No, not now." He asked Ma to touch the feet of the young couple. She respectfully touched their feet. All was saturated with pure love. There was nothing but Ananda. Swami handed over the plates with the fruit, clothes, and jewelry to Ma. These she offered to the young couple. Ma looked at them. They were crying. Ma asked them to take the cow and go. He told them that they should not turn back to look, but walk straight to their huts. Swami lastly gave Ma the plate with clothes for the Pandit, which she respectfully offered to him. The Gaudan was complete. Swami held her hand and took her back to the mandir. She took Padanamaskar and Swami left. Ma spent the day reliving the beautiful experience of Gaudan. She wondered why Swami had made her perform this ritual and what its significance was. The next morning, when Swami came, Ma looked at him, her eyes soft with love for her Lord, and asked, "Swami, why did you make me perform Gaudan? Please tell me its importance." Swami looked at her with deep concern. "My child, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid when I show you the river Vaitarani. I will also tell you about the merits of Gaudan and about the consequences of karma." Then the Lord spoke. At the time of death, leaving the body behind, the soul begins its onward journey. The soul may be permitted entry at the northern gate, and if not, it will have to go through the southern gate. If the soul is carrying with it the burden of bad karma, it will have to go through the southern gate. Only the pure souls will be allowed to enter from the northern gate. Swami said, according to their karma, souls can be put in one of these categories. In the first and best category are the souls of those who had done good karma, who were guarded and guided in their lifetime by a true guru, who had done Namasmaranam and performed Gaudan. These are the 4 qualifications of the souls belonging to the first category. In the second category are the souls of those who had done both good and bad karma in their lifetime, but what is important is that they had realized that they had sinned and had surrendered to God in sincere repentance. They had prayed to God to protect them so that they may not make more mistakes. Their true guru will now come and guard them. These souls are protected by the Namasmaranam that they had done in their lifetime. In the third and the last category are the souls of those who have sinned beyond redemption. They have no repentance. Now, let us see the fate that awaits the soul when it leaves the body at the time of death. Swami told Ma, after entering from either the northern or the southern gate, there is seen a river by the name Vaitarani. This river is 7 kilometers long. The blessed souls in the first category will enter from the northern gate and will see the Vaitarani as a beautiful crystal clear river. At this point, Swami took Ma's hand and led her towards the Vaitarani. Ma says that the river was a pure crystal clear blue. She felt calm just looking at it. Swami said, the pure souls belonging to the first category will see the Vaitarani like this. They have performed Gaudan in their lifetime and have the other 3 qualifications. These souls will be carried across the river in no time. They will not need to swim in it, nor will they need a boat to cross it. Their true Guru or God will lovingly hold them and take them to the other side. They will comfortably reach the gates of Vaikuntha, where they will be welcomed by none other than Lord Narayana himself. Vaikuntha is the most unimaginably beautiful place where the soul dwells in a state of uninterrupted bliss. Swami took her to Vaikuntha, where Ma had darshan of Lord Narayana. Then Swami explained to Ma the passage of the souls in the second category. He said, in this category are those souls that have mixed karma, both good and bad. Because they did Namasmaranam in their lifetime, they are able to continue the remembrance of the Lord even after death. These souls will enter from the southern gate and will see the river Vaitarani as made of boiling hot blood, filth, poisonous snakes, crocodiles, and many types of animals. How they see the river Vaitarani will depend entirely on the nature of their individual karma. But in their lifetime, they have sincerely prayed to God to protect them from doing further bad karma. They have prayed to their true Guru to always guard them and guide them. They have done this feeling genuine repentance. The true Guru will now come. God will come to their aid. The merit of Namasmaranam and the grace of their true Guru will provide them with a boat to cross this river. The Lord continued, this does not mean that it is certain that the soul will be able to cross the river safely on this boat. There is no assurance, no guarantee. There will be many difficulties and many dangers. It will depend on the individual soul karma as also on how much sincere Namasmaranam it has done in its lifetime. When the boat threatens to overturn, when the crocodiles reach out to attack, or when the snakes dart in all directions, can the soul keep its attention on Namasmaranam? If it falters and the boat overturns, it will find itself in the deadly river. Then it will have to swim to try and cross it. Due to the merit of some good karma, it may manage to climb up to the boat again. It has to cover a journey of 7 kilometers in this manner. The soul will be able to remember the Lord despite the dreadful fear and the lurking dangers if and only if it has practiced Namasmaranam in its lifetime. This is the journey that the soul has prepared itself for by chanting the name of the Lord when it was in its physical body. There is no other way out of this predicament. If it is able to reach the other side of the river Vaitarani, it too will be permitted entry into Vaikuntha. Swami had earlier said, my child, don't be afraid. He had prepared her for this moment. He was now going to show her the condition of the souls in the last category. He said, this is how the river Vaitarani will greet the unfortunate souls in the third and the last category as they enter through the southern gate. Ma saw the dreaded form of the river. She saw boiling blood, smoke, filth, snakes, crocodiles, and more. Swami said, the soul in the third category has no option but to swim in this river. There is no boat, no help whatsoever. The soul is left alone with the fruit of its karma. When it enters the river, it feels the pain and the agony of hot oil or ghee being poured on a physical body. The physical body will not be there, but the soul will experience the sensation of burning by hot oil or ghee. The stench will be unbearable. It will smell the foul odor, though the physical nose will not be there. It will get all the sensations of terrifying pain and unimaginable torture. It will not have physical ears, but will continuously hear the sounds of souls shrieking in despair. And while the soul is going through this horrifying experience, the venomous snakes will be waiting to attack. The giant alligators with their mouths wide open will rush towards the soul. Such a soul will be stuck in this horror of horrors for a period depending on the nature of its bad karma. It could be for a very long duration because it will not have the means and wherewithal to swim across a river like this through the length of 7 kilometers. This Swami told Ma. He also said, some unfortunate souls will become ghosts and will be stuck in the physical domain of living beings for ages. They will suffer like this for a period depending on their karma. Seeing the fate of the souls stuck in the river Vaitarani with her own eyes, Ma was completely shaken. She felt moved at the sight of the inexpressible misery of the souls there. So as to make her return to her usual calmness, Swami placed his hand on her head. She felt greatly relieved. In this way, Swami explained to Ma the significance of the river Vaitarani. After that, for some days, Swami continued to explain to Ma the importance of karma and namasmaranam. Swami said, I keep saying, do namasmaranam, do good karma, but how many people listen to me? People say to me, Swami, please place your hand on my head. Please give me moksha. No, my child, it will not be. It does not work like this. When you have to write an examination, you make all kinds of preparations for it. How do you prepare for this examination? This is the final examination. When you die and your soul has to cross the river Vaitarani, be well prepared. Do good karma. Keep the company of good thoughts and do namasmaranam. Help ever, hurt never. It is not easy to get moksha. You have to work hard. You have to earn it. You have to take pain and suffering. Sometimes some people may hurt you, may cause suffering to you. Tolerate it. Don't retaliate. Don't spoil your karma. Improve your karma. For this, do namasmaranam, never-ending continuous namasmaranam. Swami told of a man who made a temple in his house, thinking to himself that he would worship God every morning and evening. When he would leave for work in the morning, he would stop by the shrine and apologize to God, saying that as he was in a rush, he will offer his prayers in the evening. In the evening, he would postpone it to the next day. It went on like this for years. Then, one day, as it often happens, he landed himself in a big problem. Now he remembered God. He realized then what he had been doing. Once Swami told Ma, people have time for shopping and watching films, but no time for namasmaranam. They don't have the time to sit down for 5 minutes with discipline. Then, when problems arise, they are compelled to change their ways. Then they get close to God and their life changes. When you read the holy books, try to improve yourself. You see, there are many scholars who may have read the Bhagavata Purana, the Bhagavad Gita and the Ramayana many times. But does it help them in any way? They will continue to do bad karma. They don't improve. After reading the holy books, they are still doing bad deeds. You have to work very hard to attain moksha. Polish yourself like a diamond so that you are beautiful, not outside but inside. Vaikuntha is so divinely beautiful. Think of that. Keep your attention on the beauty and the blessings of Vaikuntha. Determine that you have to enter from the northern gate. God will guard you. He will guide you and show you the way. When you reach Vaikuntha, Lord Narayana will be there to welcome you. Merge with the divine. There can be no reward greater than this. Swami said, karma starts when you are born. Even though some souls come in the human form, they are ignorant. They don't know the consequences of what they are doing. They do their karma without having any understanding of right and wrong or of the law of karma. They do wrong karma in the passion of the moment. These souls at this moment belong to the third category. If they stay on this category, they will have to swim to cross the dreaded river Vaitarani after they die. But if slowly they grow in spiritual maturity, which happens when they hear good things, read good books, or keep good company, they begin to take their first steps in the right direction. They begin to understand. They want to change. They begin to make an effort. When they step on this path, God is with them. He guides them. Now they find themselves closer to God. They feel His presence and guidance. They go to help the poor and the needy and tend to the sick. They feel compassion for others. God leads them to this path. They like to take part in spiritual activities. They realize that their earlier path was not the right path. They feel that now they must improve their karma. God is with them because they are trying. God says, "My child, I will show you the way." They begin to remember God. They do namasmaranam. They may fall, they try to rise again. Swami said, as in the sack race, children will run, then fall, then quickly pick themselves up and run again. With practice, they learn. These people will also learn with practice. As they start moving in this direction, they experience Ananda. When that happens, they begin to feel that what they did earlier was not right. They pray to God to forgive them for the wrong that they have done. They pray to Him to protect them from making mistakes. God shows the way. With every step, He shows the way, and slowly they improve. They work hard on themselves with sincerity. They have now, with sincere repentance, good intentions, and hard work, earned God's grace. They are now eligible to join the group of souls in the second category. They will now be provided with a boat to cross the river Vaitarani after they leave their present bodies. But there can be no assurance that they will be safe. It depends on their individual karma and the sincerity in the effort to mend their ways. Swami told Ma that sometimes children have to suffer because of the bad karma of their parents. Because of their relationship and circumstances, they have a share in the karma and they have to pay the price for it. Swami also said that the auspiciousness or otherwise of the day that the soul leaves the body is very significant. There are certain days that are auspicious for the soul to begin its onward journey, and he told Ma that though you have no control over it, it is telling on the passage and the fate of the soul. Swami said, there is another group of people in the third category who differ vastly in their nature and inclination from the other people mentioned in this category earlier. These people know everything. They have read good books, been in the company of good people, fed the poor, built temples. They may be doing namasmaranam, but their karma is bad. They see, but they don't see. They prefer not to see, as though there is a thick veil that prevents them from doing so. They can't see that God sees everything. Nothing, not even an evil thought escapes Him. They are not afraid. They have no fear of sin. They believe that their namasmaranam and service activities will undo their bad karma. Then God takes their test. He says, "Now, come, cross this river, let me see." There is no escape from this test. In this category of souls, there is no regret and no repentance. They could be stuck in this dreaded river for very long. God alone decides. After they die, He may send them back to earth. In what form and with what destiny, only He knows. In the same third category, there are some souls whose karma is so bad that for them there is no possibility of redemption. They suffer a most dreadful fate. Depending on the nature and the intensity of their bad karma, some may become ghosts and stay in the physical world. Some ghosts may be stuck in the river Vaitarani for ages, or they may take birth in a horrendous form. Ma said, Swami told me that such souls come in such repulsive forms that you cannot imagine. Swami said to Ma, if there is burning oil in a frying pan, can you put your hand in it? Think how bad the karma of that soul is, which is being put in a frying pan like the river Vaitarani. There is boiling blood, many dangerous animals, snakes and crocodiles and other souls stuck there. These souls will be clawed at, bitten and stung by the animals and other evil souls trapped in the river. She saw that the blood in the river was dark and dirty. It was boiling, and she saw smoke rising up from it. The disembodied souls were coming up again and again with the waves of blood, completely covered and enveloped by this blood and trying to escape. They were shrieking in pain and despair and were followed by snakes and other shrieking souls trying to tear and pluck at them. Swami showed this heart-rending sight to Ma. She says that she felt faint with horror seeing the unimaginable suffering of these souls. Ma said, "Swami, please hold me." Seeing that his beloved devotee was completely shaken and trembling, Swami again showed her the same river as it would appear to the good souls in the first category. A beautiful blue, cool, calm and crystal clear, like the sacred Ganges at its source. Swami said, "It is very important to know that the greatest of sinners can come from the third to the second category if they realize that they are doing wrong and they change their ways. If they have sincere repentance, work hard towards improving their karma, and do namasmaranam, God will come to their aid." How does this realization come? Either as they grow old and approach death, they begin to feel afraid, wondering about the fruits of their karma. They go back in time and take stock of their lives. They know that they may not have much time. Death might come knocking at their door at any moment. They live in constant fear. In desperation, they turn to God. They make an effort to change their ways. Or, in the case of some other sinners, such a huge calamity may befall them that it compels them to search for God. They will pray, they will plead, they will beg for forgiveness. Their pain and sorrow will cleanse them and take them towards God, seeking solace. He works on them in this matter. If there is a possibility of this transformation, He will give them a reason to go inwards and seek God. They might undergo suffering so that they come closer to God. But Swami told Ma, there are some people who, in spite of everything, will still not change. They will stop at nothing to harm others. The good souls see everything, but they don't retaliate. They don't have hatred in their hearts. They feel that God will take care. Ma wondered why Swami showed her this sight. She knew of people who had indulged in very bad karma. They were people who had committed murders, indulged in adultery, or practiced black magic and caused grievous harm to others. Yet, they seemed to be leading happy and prosperous lives. They had respect in society and all the comforts that life had to offer. She had often wondered why this was so. She realized that Swami wanted to clear the doubt that she had in her mind. Swami said, "These people with the evil karmas beyond redemption could, in the worldly sense, be doing very well in life. They could be living in the most beautiful homes, dressing in the most expensive clothes, moving in the highest social circles. They might be flourishing in life. At some point, when a good soul is going through suffering, a doubt might arise in him. He may think that these people have done so much bad karma in their life, but they don't have any problems. They are successful and they flourish in life. They might wonder why the kind and noble souls suffer." Swami told Ma, "One should not think like this. The good souls are happy if they have proximity to the Lord. They surrender to Him. They know that He has reasons beyond their comprehension. Above all, they know that He loves them. If everyone realizes that the biggest happiness lies in the proximity and surrender to God, then people will not do bad karma. But very few realize this." Swami said, Om Sai Ram.